The lonely epidemic. More specifically, the Asian lonely epidemic. Even more specifically, the Asian lonely epidemic is going broke. Crazy title, right? Crazy introduction. Well, today's video is called Asia's loneliest generation is going broke. I don't know what to expect in this video. I'm expecting loneliness and broke, and I'm already both, so I'm prepared. Let me know in the comments if you are too. Link to the original video down in the description below. Also, let me know if you subscribe if you like my commentary and reactions here on this channel. I have a playlist down in the description with very similar videos, and if not, I have a wide range of videos that you're welcome to check out. Anyway, all that yapping out of the way, let's get into it.
Morning, welcome back. Always great to see you.
Great to see
Funny
you.
thing is, when I swiped your card, it said insufficient funds, so I'm gonna go. Okay, so paying someone for love or companionship isn't a new revolutionary concept.
But imagine trying to pay someone for love and then not having enough money is crazy. I would feel bad for my I don't know how I would feel. I would feel shame. I'd feel all types of shit.
We've been doing it for generations. Back in the day, in ye old brothels. If the price is right, Drew Carey would materialize out of thin air with a wheel of potential friends you can spend the night with. Things have definitely changed over the years. What
Yep.
is revolutionary is Asia coming up with new, interesting ways to monetize these relationships. They saw a gap in the market of lonely singles in your area and filled it with the hottest people and non-people you'll ever see. All we need is your name, ID, and the last 4 digits of your credit card. There's services that let you rent a boyfriend or girlfriend to scratch that relationship itch you've been having, where you can eat a meal and spend quality time together as couples do. After your allotted time is up, you just move on with your day as usual. No need to deal with all the drama of being in a relationship.
But what happens if someone who rented a boyfriend goes to the mall and then that boyfriend sees another one of their clients? What happens? Like, what is the dynamic there? I wish I would, I wish I want to spend the day as one of these people to see what they deal with. Oh.
Want a different experience where you get to interact with many attractive hotties in one sitting? Check out these NPC theme parks. Asian guys who look like they came straight out of a video game are
What
just
the
strolling
fuck?
around, waiting for you to hit the A button so they can start their NPC dialogue with you. Well, now that I'm looking closer, not a whole lot of talking going on.
Wait, you saw the doctor's outfit? Hold on. You see the
NPC dialogue
hold
with you.
on.
Well, now that
Out of all the costumes, they barely gave bro a real one. His stethoscope is too long, and his tie is the wrong tie. I'm sorry, this shit's too funny. Everyone else looks pretty good. Except what are they doing, man's like this? What the fuck? Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. It's just an epidemic. Yeah.
I'm looking closer, not a whole lot of talking going on. Oh my god.
Dressed like a Final Fantasy 14 character.
Well, that's forward. Hey, good on these guys for being able to do this without laughing. Me as an NPC, a tired innkeeper, or an old maiden type of wizard. Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Okay, what if you hate outside, dealing with the hassle of commuting somewhere and interacting with gross, real people? I know those can be annoying.
Is that you? Is that you? Is that you? I'm just kidding. My community, you guys are awesome. You would never be gross and annoying. You would actually be the opposite. You guys are sexy and attractive. You're the opposite. You. I just gotta calm down. I'm about to say some shit that I'm gonna regret. Love you guys. You know this.
Check out these AI husbandos and waifus. The perfect significant other since they can be anything you want. Cute, funny, available to talk to at any time of the day. Plus, they don't smell or have to go number two. Oh, lucky.
Babe, can you teach me Chinese?
Of course, little kitten. Let's start with something simple. For example, hello in Chinese is ni hao. Say it back to me, babe.
你好.
Damn, that sounded perfect. You're a natural, babe. Now,
Is anyone?
You know what's crazy? A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, this is innovative tech," but this is where people don't give Asian countries enough credit. All right, is the technology. Like they're some of the most innovative people, and the ways they come up with like practicing that, like I guess developing that tech in a practical form is like through like stuff like this, right? Before the West, like we use it for like more traditional purposes, but because of that, it develops a lot slower. Whereas like different countries are like, oh, what if we need to develop our voice AI? Let's build a dating app so that people talk to it. Like, you know how smart that is? It's like the whole Pokemon Go. They developed Pokemon Go to build a navigation system or to build their own map system, and then they sold that GPS data, the map system that they built, and made a whole nother app with it. And they made a bunch of money off the Pokemon game. So it's like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Anyone blushing? Why am I blushing? Video games, where the main appeal is a big roster of attractive characters, have gotten a big boost in popularity lately. Genshin Impact, the otome genre like Love and Deep Space, ranking in the big bucks, in double digits. I'm talking like 30 million USD in just 1 year. These sexy
That's not
clusters
bad.
of pixels can already retire at 8 months old. Damn, what are these people paying for? Must be really engaging, with fun gameplay mechanics, maybe? The only thing I see is great gowns, beautiful gowns.
You shouldn't do that.
And last but not
No, dude, that's not what the gameplay is. That no, they're trolling. They're trolling. They can't. No, no. Look, I'm not gonna sit here and judge anybody on these games, okay? I myself am a was it not was it the where it's like you're just playing for the story? It's like a novel or whatever. I forgot what it's called, but it's like those NSFW novel games where you're just playing for the story, right? I'm an enjoyer. I'm not gonna lie to you. But there's at least some story and like choose your own adventure. You're trying to figure out the best ending while trying to unlock the all the achievements. That's where the sport is. Which, by the way, I don't want to defend myself here. Like, oh my god, I can't believe you play NSFW games. For a while, I'm gonna give you a little secret. Did you know that there's a secret achievement on Steam that you get for completing games as a whole? Just doesn't matter how long it is, completing games and getting achievements. One of the easiest ways to do that is NSFW games because they're only about an hour, like 5 hours long, and they give you, if you know how to play them, like if you're actually invested in paying attention for those hours, you get so many achievements. I finished like 60 something games in 1 year, and it was all those because they're like 2 hours long. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna farm these. So just a little secret. I put this in this video, but yeah, that's what I do to farm that achievement.
least, the most lucrative form of capitalizing on parasocial relationships is the live streaming industry. We've seen it time and time again.
Oh yeah,
Entertainers who lock in for 8
this stuff's
hours,
freaky
7 days
though.
a week, that end up cultivating a super loyal fan base to support them, which eventually leads to some fans getting overly invested in
That's
the
why I don't
perfect
stream.
streamer. So after normalizing these
JK,
parasocial
I would
relationships
stream for you
fueled by
guys.
capitalism, chat, as a society, are we cooked? Yeah, maybe,
A
but
little
not all
bit.
the way. Medium rare at most. People are
I don't think
feeling
that's bad.
lonelier and lonelier every year. Going out, meeting people naturally, and actually becoming friends with them is a lot easier said than done. On one side, it's cool
True.
seeing people find
True.
new ways to
True.
fulfill their social needs. Sure, these types of relationships aren't the norm, but if it's between two consenting people with healthy expectations that these aren't a replacement for real life interactions, then we good. Until it's not good. As with all
Yep. Chut. I think we're cooked. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm wrong. It is maybe that bad.
human experiences, there's a science behind it. Even with gifting money during a live stream, the live aspect makes it feel like this is a normal person within reach compared to an A-list celebrity behind 55 bodyguards and
Oh my
55 PR
god.
people. It's all in real time, so there's a higher chance the streamer you're supporting will notice you. And if you consistently show up during their streams, you'll build that dopamine-inducing rapport with them.
Which, as somebody who used to stream, and I'm not gonna sit here like pretend like I was popular, but I did stream on Twitch back in like 2015, back when it was a much smaller platform. It was such a different experience. Like you knew people's names, like, and you even knew it was much easier to approach other streamers too as a streamer back then. And it's just funny because I know quite a few of these popular people. They may not remember me, but I've met them. Um, through streaming back then, and so it's just it was a different. I think back then it was much more parasocial because it wasn't so mainstream. Whereas like now it's kind of like kind of like anime. It's just like everyone knows they do it.
You give them the money and they give you a thank you.
Five
Thank you so much for the sub. Oh my god, guys.
It also feels like you're in
five big booms.
an exclusive little community full of people with the same interests as you, like a sports team or a D&D group that gets together every week. Except the activity is one person entertaining everyone. There is a
Every
slippery
day for
slope
12
with this
hours.
type of environment. It's a breeding ground for people who are chronically online,
Yeah.
using these relationships to replace real ones, leading to situations where someone goes overboard with their affection towards a one-sided friendship. Like that man who sold his baby for $16,000 to a couple looking to adopt, and then blew all of that money on tipping live streamers. He was arrested afterwards, since
No, he's stimulating the economy. Y'all guys are blowing this out of proportion. Come on now.
this whole thing was very illegal. He traded in his child like a rare Pokemon card, only to end up broke and in jail. Just because you can have a kid doesn't mean you should have one. You can't
Do
even
it.
relax, even as a baby. Gotta lock in at all times.
Are
Lonely people are an easy target for these types of business models, where you have someone
they
keeping
though?
you company in exchange for money or your time. There is promise of a type of intimacy when you become a fan of an influencer you interact with daily. Sometimes it's scary, seeing how easy it is to escape from the sucky parts of life just by using
I this is where if you're new to my channel, welcome. One of the things I do a lot is ask questions. And when I ask questions, it's typically because I'm actually looking for an answer from you guys down in the comments. Yeah, I know. I actually ask questions because I don't know everything and I don't pretend to. This is one of those questions I'm gonna ask. Okay. I myself have am old enough to have seen the internet become integrated to now. Like I wasn't an iPad kid. I actually went outside and had a social life, did all that. So I don't know what the traps are for today's not I'm not talking specifically for kids, but even young adults, like what the traps are that gets them into loneliness. Whereas when I was growing up, those traps of loneliness weren't video games. It was very different things. Or even shows or any like it was much harder to fall into those traps. So what are some traps that for my younger audience that you think that are common that someone like me just may not understand? And again, I'm not a boomer. I'm not 30. I'm not even 30 yet. So it's like, but I know how dramatically different the internet is when it comes to parasocial, even marketing. Like you can't even go on Instagram without OF content just being blasted at you constantly. So it's like, what are some traps and how hard is it really for you guys? Because I feel like it'd probably be really rough.
using the internet. Kongto, a 32-year-old fan, lives at home with his parents in Miaolai, Taiwan. Having never kissed a girl, Kongto feels more capable of expressing love to a live streamer on the internet than to a woman in real life. He watches his favorite live streamer Yu Tong in private, fearing his parents' reaction if they learn of his habit. Becoming a fanboy or a fangirl
Okay, that's a
is a
little,
lot more accessible
little.
now since we all have computers and phones. You can fall down a rabbit
Yeah,
hole of a random you never heard of before
true.
and come
That's
out the other
true.
end as a super fan in a day. I
I
subscribe to
don't know
the
about that,
mindset
but
people can do whatever they want with their life as long as they're not hurting anyone. Don't matter to me, I got my own to worry about. There is, however, still a bit of a negative connotation when you hear someone say they're a fan of watching live streams.
I wouldn't say as much nowadays. It just depends on who you say or how much. I guess how much they watch. Now, I don't. I'm gonna say this. I don't think there's nothing wrong with somebody who's never kissed a girl and they all they do is watch a streamer. I mean, they're not hurting anybody, but at the same time, there's just people who just straight up. That's what makes them happy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you are that content with that, that's hey, I can't force you to change your life. And if you're happy, why would I take that away from you?
They sort of have a brand image to uphold. Here, check out this live stream watcher starter pack. Dark, dingy basement, bed rotting, hasn't left room all day, minus 50 in
Me,
social skills. Not a
me.
single drop of water was consumed since yesterday.
I'm drinking coffee.
That me? I think what's closer to reality is people watching live streams more casually, or they'll have it on in the background where they're
Yeah.
not interacting with it 100% of the time. Kongto is one of many bachelors who watch live streams to combat loneliness. This is
Mm.
especially prevalent in Asian countries, where many young men must leave their family villages for work in city factories. Without a familiar face for miles around, they turn to live streams to make their new environment less isolating. If this helps, then good. On the other hand, it's kind of like an illusion of socially connecting with someone. It really depends
I can
on
see
each
that.
person's situation and how reliant they are. Will they have a full on breakdown if their favorite creator gets Thanos snapped away? Or will the world keep turning for them? At the same time, might these live streamers be using their fans' loneliness to exploit them for profit?
Which they usually are. Like, I don't think people understand that they usually are. Yeah, I like people are like, I don't want to shit on like Pokemon and all them, but like that's literally their whole gimmick is they they sell you stuff. Um, no, nothing against them. I mean, get your bag, whatever. But I just think like there's a certain, I guess, as somebody who's been around again like since 2015 and even before that, at least from not obviously like Asian countries have been doing this longer than we have, but I again I don't know how bad it is over there, but based on what they're describing, it seems pretty rough. But I just think like there's a level of if you're an online creator, if if you're making enough, if you're making more than enough money, like if you're already rich, how much more money do you really need? That's what I'm like. Unless you have some bigger aspirational goals to do other stuff with that money, like to reinvest it back into your content, I just don't see the need for more. Always wanting more. I think there's a certain point where you're just like, you know what? I'm rich now. I don't need to exploit anybody. Like I think there's just a line creators need to have for themselves to say like what is enough. Uh, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but um, because no matter what, you're always gonna have a fan base like that. I think regardless if you're a streamer or not, because people are always in different places in their lives.
Well, sorta, kinda. Possibly yes.
今天给大家讲一下怎么样走进土豪的世界。我相信每一个主播其实都想要多
You
拉
guys to
几个
visit
土
your
豪
live streams
用
more
户嘛，
often.
然后提高自己的销售。
Although, it does take two to tango. No one's forcing you to give away all your life savings just for a chance to be
True.
noticed. But it's also scummy to zero in on emotionally vulnerable people. It's like this giant spectrum. There's a lot of online personalities with super fans who support them in a healthy way with boundaries. The creator isn't your BFF, and your fans are also not your BFF. I'd say most of these relationships fall somewhere in the middle, and it should stay that way because the extreme side gets dicey. In
And I think yeah, that's true. I mean, I don't want to pretend like I wasn't trying to make excuses where it's only because now after they were saying that, I feel like I was just blaming the creator for everything. I don't know. I obviously think it goes both ways, but like if I were to put myself in my relationship with you guys, I see it more as like at least to tell me if I'm wrong. I'm more of somebody who's one. I make videos about learning about other countries and different things, and so it's more of my way to learn from you guys, and you guys to, and I hope I entertain you. So it's like an exchange almost. Like you guys comment, share your opinions. I learn things. I grow as a person, and then I entertain you while you're working or doing something, right? So it's like an exchange almost. But I also don't want to ever put myself. I guess the way I see it, I guess to better explain it is like I don't see myself better than anybody, and I don't wanna put myself above anybody because I feel like we're at the end of the day, we're on the same level. Like, I'm not gonna like, some of these like, creators walk around with, like, 12 bodyguards and stuff like that. I don't ever think myself that way, and I don't think I don't ever want to, and if I feel that I'm going down that direction, I think that's where you guys, I hope that the relationship we have as a community, you guys could tell me, like, "Hey, you're flying you're becoming too unapproachable." Like I don't want anybody if they see me to be like they can't talk to me. You know what I mean? That's kind of fucked.
recent news, a man in China took things too far when he became obsessed with a streamer. And not in the fun Mariah Carey song type of way. Mr. Hong, a simple fellow who ate plain steamed buns every day so he could save up money, not for bills or on a down payment on a house, but to send to his favorite streamer in the form of gifts and tips, which ended up costing him around 100,000 USD?
Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
choices were made, buns were eaten, money was spent. We can feel bad for him, but ultimately it's his responsibility to
True.
budget his finances. I think we overspent a little bit here. How about we cut back on the buns?
On the ramen.
At least he wasn't blindly donating. He did have an end goal. Mr. Hong wanted to hear his favorite streamer call him brother.
What?
Hell yeah, brother. Streams will usually have a ranking metric that shows the amount people have donated, with the highest gifters at the very top. If you're the big dog who's spent the most money, there's more weight to what you have to say. These are referred to as big brothers in China, and the streamer will usually prioritize keeping these rich ones around by giving them more attention. And
That's what I'm not understanding. Okay. See, I went into it originally being like, hey guys, let's be fair. Now I understand why a lot of what I'm saying can be true, but it's not. I understand. It's because like the streaming on the like over here in the West, it's like it's a little competitive, but the whales will they there's not really like a it's very rare that you see competitive whales. Whereas like over there, it's like much more of a dang, that's crazy. I didn't see it. Okay, maybe everything I said prior to this video doesn't matter. Doesn't make it doesn't apply. See, that's why I watch videos like this and I read y'all's comments because damn, I didn't know it was that bad over there. Sorry if you're dealing with this.
when you think about it, the one with the most power isn't the streamer themselves, but the person with the most money.
Yep, and
All
that's what I was
communities will
thinking.
have some sort of hierarchy, even within fandoms. The older brother term in Asia doesn't always mean someone who's blood related. None of that weird King Charles II with the loose jaw stuff going on here. It's like when a girl calls an older guy oppa in Korean or oni-chan in Japanese. These can be
Oni-chan?
terms of endearment you say to a close friend or to someone you're familiar with who's older than you. Even in casual settings around strangers, social hierarchy is really important in Asian countries because it
Yep.
shows respect. Mr. Hong just wanted a really expensive Big Brother shout out, which he probably could have gotten on sale somewhere else. So when 100,000 USD wasn't enough to get Mr. Hong his brother title, he
What?
started to steal copper materials from his family's business to sell for extra cash. It got to the point where he stole over 300,000 USD and
No.
sent every last penny to the streamer, which was basically his family's life savings. Looking into this gave me a jump scare at how common these cases are. Although
You know what? That's something crackheads do to buy crack in the US is steal copper from buildings. And like it's funny because you'll start seeing signs everywhere, no copper here. No there's like no or like you'll see like an electrical line and it says like there's a sign that says no copper in this wire so that people don't steal it. So it's just crazy that dang. See, I really gave people the benefit of the doubt here. I was wrong. Ah, it's really that bad over there, huh? Because of the competitive nature with the why did I think it wouldn't be that bad? I don't know. I feel like not that I feel like an idiot, but I just feel like I don't know. Maybe there's something inside of me. It's like there's no way that people can't. It can't be that bad. It can't be that bad.
there are a lot of people who do have the extra money to spend.
也是心理寂寞吧，然后就需要一个精神的寄托。是一般是一言不合先刷礼物，进来，什么也没跟你说，就觉得他其实可能在房间里待了很久。
现在我还差6万是7级，我现在是48万。
East Asia has come so far technology-wise, but they have some of the loneliest people living there.
Yeah.
A lot of factors come into play. The super high pressure to do well in school, the toxic work environment that sucks up all your free time. It's getting a lot harder to meet people. And all these new inventions make it that much easier to become a hermit on a whim. Don't feel like you belong in any part of society? Isolate yourself at home and be completely fine. Not mentally, of course, but for basic needs, you got a roof over your head, all your meals can be delivered, plus all your entertainment and social needs can be met through a screen. I know some of you are probably thinking, this is my ideal day off, which is okay to do once in a while, but not for long
Not all
periods
the
of time. The traditional route of school, good job, married, child, buy car, house, then die, is becoming less of a reality for most. It also seems like people are realizing, you know what, maybe this isn't the path for me. Even though there's still a bunch of societal pressure, it's a tad more acceptable nowadays to find a different way to live your life. Cause you stress, me stress, we all stress. You know how stressful it is to try and maintain all your relationships nowadays? It's becoming
It's a
more
lot.
enticing to just pay someone for social interactions rather than going out and finding them naturally. You know, as they
But I guess like what how do I say this and it makes sense? You know what? I'll ask a question. Is this the best way to answer? I guess the best way to get it answered. For those who are from Asian countries and maybe are seeing this or maybe are suffering from this, because it seems like there's so many things built into falling into this loneliness trap that it's like cultural, it's societal, it's economical, it's culture, like entertainment. It's what would even be an alternative, you think, to that? To normal hermit, what is the alternative to those two options? Or I guess not normal, traditional and then hermit. Like what are the other options you have in those countries? And how realistic are those goals? How realistic is it? Um because it seems like the based on what we watched in this video, it just seems like there's so much coming down on you and pushing you into either one of these two categories. Whereas like in the West, we have so many other categories that you can never be successful at. You know what I mean? But at least you have more maneuverability. But that just seems like a lot of pressure. I don't know. I just can't envision where to go. So let me know in the comments down below. This is probably my most important question, to be honest. Like, where do you go if you don't want to do those two options?
say, money can't buy happiness, but it can sure solve a lot of your problems.
True.
Host clubs in Japan are really popular spots that cater to a female clientele, where women will pay attractive men to keep them company for the night while drinking. And nothing really happens inside the club other than just chatting. It's mainly the attention and companionship people are seeking without all the baggage.
ホストの人たちって何をする人たちなのかっていうのをちょっと教えていただけますか？
例えば女性だったりのお酒を飲む場を楽しませることだったり、あとやっぱりちょっと寂しくてちょっと異性とこう飲みたいなっていう女の人もいるんで。
And if you're not into the bar scene, a man in Japan made a living advertising himself as someone you can hire to just stand there and do nothing.
Simply be there and do nothing. What's that? To certain places to go find, hard to go alone, or they just need someone to go with.
His client
Interesting. So you're saying I could probably do that here? Get paid to do nothing. That's actually kind of genius. But also like it's not even dystopian. It's just kind of it's not dystopian. It's so like whimsical, I feel like.
It's like having his presence around when they feel like going out but don't want to deal with bothering a friend or feeling the pressure to socialize. And if you need to talk about your problems, he's a great sounding board. This is basically consensual trauma dumping. Anyone ever feel this? There have been times when I found it was easier to tell a stranger I'll never see again something kind of personal compared to a friend. They don't even have to say anything. If you cosplay as a wall with ears and eyes, that's good enough for me. An introvert's ideal friend. Wall. I always make Sims references, but this is literally having someone's presence fill up your social media for the week. You know, we don't all have to follow the same path. If you want to spend your money shaving those hot guys in space with no facial hair, then more
That is crazy. I don't know why this makes me laugh so much because it just feels like there's no way you're literally have no facial hair. Like, what are you doing? They're trolling. They're trolling.
power to you. From an outside perspective, it's easy to look at these people and feel bad for them. But paying for companionship is really a case by case basis. There are
True.
healthy ways to include parasocial relationships into your life so it ends up in a net positive. I invested a lot of my time and money into content creators, artists, and K-pop idols who don't even know I exist. And I'm totally fine with that because they're providing me with entertainment and comforting background noise. What helps me from becoming too chronically online is making sure I get up and go outside at some point. The
Yeah.
perfect ratio is one real life interaction for every 5 attractive game character or online interactions.
This your exclusive service?
That sounds
This your exclusive service. Ah, this is crazy. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is. I didn't know it was this bad over there.
sus since I made it up. Just go outside and talk to human, okay? But before you do that, don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed yourself here. That's one more food for the YouTube algorithm and one more engagement for me. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
No, this was a great video. We already dropped a like before we even watched it. Damn, I learned a lot, and maybe after I visit Poland and the Philippines, I think I need to go visit. I think visiting Korea would be cool to see this. I don't know. I still can't. I don't know. Maybe we need to watch more videos on this, but like, I believe it. I think it's crazy, but I feel like it's crazier than I will ever really realize until I see it. But this is insane. Hey, my heart goes out to you guys. And women too. Like the women too, I'm sure lonely too. So it's not even like, damn, how do you even do it? It's like everybody falls into the same trap. I can go on forever, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yeah, my hearts go out to them and you guys. Love you guys. See you on the next one. Bye-bye. This video is brought to you actually by viewers like you. Thank you so much for subscribing and being part of my journey and allowing me to be a part of yours. Let's create new memories this 2025 on our road to 1 million subscribers. And with all that jazz out of the way, I just want to say thank you so much. I love y'all and enjoy the video.